For centuries, humanity believed that gold was the ultimate source of wealth. A metal so rare, so powerful, it shaped empires, started wars, and crowned kings. But in the modern age, a new rival emerged. A black liquid buried underneath deserts and oceans. Oil, the fuel of industry, the lifeblood of modern civilization. And between gold and oil began a secret war. A war not fought with guns, but fought with currencies, banks, intelligence agencies, and the world's most powerful nations. This is the hidden history of money and power. A history never taught. Long before the wars for oil, gold reigned supreme. Ancient Egypt used gold to build loyalty with neighboring kingdoms. Rome expanded its empire partly to capture gold mines in Spain. For centuries, gold was the backbone of global trade. Whoever controlled gold controlled the world. In 1816, Britain officially adopted the gold standard, every pound backed by real gold. Soon the United States, France, Germany, and the great powers followed. Banks, currencies, global markets, all tied to the trust of gold. But then everything changed. The 19th century witnessed a revolution, machines powered by coal and later oil. In 1859, oil was discovered in Pennsylvania. What began as curiosity became global obsession. Railways, cars, factories, all demanded one thing: petroleum. Oil could move armies, power ships, and light cities. Gold symbolized wealth, but oil created wealth. And one man saw the future clearly: John D. Rockefeller. His Standard Oil became the most powerful company in history. Oil became the new king, but gold refused to give up its crown. The early 20th century brought new invisible rulers. Central banks like the Federal Reserve, founded in 1913. Behind closed doors, bankers and politicians realized something dangerous. Control money, and you control nations. These bankers were split into two factions: gold defenders versus oil strategists. Their conflict shaped the next 100 years. World War I and II were more than ideological conflicts. They were wars for resources, especially oil. Hitler's armies relied on Romanian oil fields. Japan attacked Pearl Harbor to secure control over Pacific oil routes. The Allies understood: without oil, no tanks roll, no planes fly, no war continues. Meanwhile, gold reserves secretly moved across borders, a hidden game between nations. After the war, one country emerged both rich in gold and dominant in oil: the United States. In 1944, global leaders gathered at Bretton Woods. A new world order was designed. The U.S. promised every dollar could be exchanged for gold. In return, countries made the dollar the center of world trade. Gold remained powerful, but now the U.S. dollar became the chosen currency of the world. Yet oil was growing stronger every year. By the 1960s, Europe and Asia began demanding gold for dollars. America could no longer supply enough gold. In 1971, President Richard Nixon made a shocking announcement. The U.S. dollar would no longer be backed by gold. The gold standard was dead. Gold's dominance was officially over. A new question emerged: what would give the dollar its power now? The answer lay in the deserts of Arabia. In 1973, the U.S. struck a deal with Saudi Arabia and OPEC. Oil would only be sold in U.S. dollars, not gold, not any currency, only dollars. Every country in the world that needed oil first had to buy U.S. dollars. This strategy created the petrodollar system. Oil demand, right arrow, dollar demand. Dollar demand, right arrow, American power. American power, right arrow, control of global finance. Oil replaced gold as the foundation of money. The Middle East became the battlefield between oil power and those resisting dollar dominance. The Gulf War, the Iraq War, sanctions on Iran, disputes in Libya and Venezuela. Leaders who tried to break away from the petrodollar faced consequences. Saddam Hussein sold oil in euros. Muammar Gaddafi planned a gold-backed African dinar. Both met tragic ends. Coincidence or financial warfare? Today, new challengers rise. China and Russia are buying massive gold reserves. The BRICS nations propose a currency backed by gold and commodities, not dollars. The world whispers, is a new standard coming? The war between oil and gold isn't over. It has only evolved. From ancient empires to modern superpowers, wealth has always been a battle between what we dig from the earth. Gold and oil. One symbolizes trust. The other defines power. This hidden money war continues shaping our future. And the world's next chapter is yet to be written. After World War II, a silent war began, America versus Soviet Union. But this war wasn't only about ideology. It was about controlling oil routes across the Middle East. The CIA backed coups in Iran in 1953 to protect Western oil interests. Companies like BP and Exxon quietly became tools of geopolitical power. Whoever controlled Middle Eastern oil controlled the future. In 1973, OPEC declared war not with weapons, but with an oil embargo. Countries supporting Israel were cut off. Gas stations in America ran dry. Prices quadrupled overnight. The world realized OPEC could bring the global economy to its knees. Oil became more powerful than gold had ever been. To protect the petrodollar, the U.S. built new tools. IMF loans tied to dollar dependence. SWIFT to control international payments. Sanctions as financial punishment. Money itself became a weapon. Nations no longer needed to be invaded. They could simply be cut off from the financial world. Several leaders challenged the petrodollar. Leader, action, result. Saddam Hussein sold oil in euros, invaded and executed. Gaddafi planned gold-backed dinar. NATO intervention killed. Iran leadership, barter oil trade, sanctions and isolation. Venezuela, petrocrypto oil trade, economic collapse. The message was clear. Break the petrodollar and you break your country. Today, oil still flows. But technology brings a new challenger, crypto. Bitcoin, often called digital gold, cannot be controlled by any government. Blockchain payments bypass SWIFT. The petro-war begins shifting into cyber and currency tech. Gold is rising again. Oil reserves tighten. And a new digital empire is forming. What will dominate the future? Gold, trust of history. Oil, power of industry. Crypto, freedom of technology. The money war enters its next phase.